Welcome everyone to Grape Finance's weekly AMA. My name is Nikki, and as always, I'll be hosting. We have Steve behind the wheel here. Welcome, Steve.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And as always, we have LB. Welcome, LB. How are you?
Hey guys, how you going? Thanks for listening in.
Yeah, most def. Thanks everyone for attending. We don't have the huge amounts that we had last time, but maybe that's a good thing. I'm not sure. Uh, it's great though. Thanks all for being here. Um, so before we're going to the questions, LB, do you have anything to announce or anything you would like to say?
Um, well, I guess I'll just maybe mention it's great to finally have the winemaker game released. It's just kind of like this is the first iteration we're going to do. We said we're going to do a NFT staking game. We've done it, but we'll with games you always have to like in games in the real world anyway. They always tweak things and add things as you go along. And so that's kind of what we're going to be doing anyway. We're going to be tweaking things, tweaking the point structure. We're going to be adding new features, new things here and there to kind of keep it exciting and playable. But I'm glad it's released, and as well, it's actually burnt quite a lot of grape. I'm actually surprised by how much. I mean, that was kind of the goal of it, really, is to burn, have some use for grape and burn grape at the same time.
But you're surprised it
Eh,
works.
I'm so yeah, I'm just surprised. Like a lot of people minted with grape, over 150,000 at least grapes in the mint, and as well, like is in terms of the actual burn, because when you deposit for a level, and then when you buy a tool or you do the fatigue reset, all of that actually burns grape directly on the contract and reduces supply. And you can keep look on the homepage of the grape site, and you can see the supply of circulating supply of grape, and it was over 5 mil, 5.5 5.05 a couple days ago. Now it's 498 4982. So it's actually burnt, like properly burnt
That's awesome.
supply of grape. So, and that's actually a reasonable amount of grape. Like that's like 70,000 grapes. That's quite a bit. That's not including the grapes for the mint, which the treasury will hold on to and use for whatever's beneficial. But for the protocol, it's always good to have like a stockpile of tokens just in case you need to do something for like you can give some to a partner to release some sort of app for the that uses the token. You can do like promotions. You can do, you can we can boost the pools and things like that. So it's always good to have like a supply the treasury holds, but it's also good to have like an automated burn in the background as well. So that's
Yeah,
what the game is doing.
pretty awesome. It's really nice. I love that. I love those numbers mostly. It's really beautiful. I since I've not been home this entire weekend. Yeah, I'm home right now, but I haven't been home, so I haven't been able to play the game yet. I'm looking forward to it
uh,
though. Um, but this is a really good start. Definitely love it. Steve, do you also have anything to add right now? This is the first time for a while that you're actually on the AMA. Last time you had no shirt on. This time you're in the car. What do you have to
And this
say?
time I have a grape shirt on. To be fair,
nice.
I
Yeah,
will say
wine is
that
a tank.
wine is a tank. Um, I don't really have anything to really like share as far as like alpha goes or anything like that. Like LB said, the amount of grape that's been burned using the game at the moment. So, just really impressed with everything that's going on. I'm more waiting for Vinium to come out, and I'm more excited for
Sure.
that just because I really want to leverage and like I'm super excited for that. I don't really have as much time to, you know, play the game as much really, but I really want to like try to put my position to work, and really excited with the liquid capital launch today as well. So, just excited all around and really impressed with the game so far. And I'm really looking forward to just everything that LB really kind of puts out. I'm always hoping for that little like breadcrumbs of alpha, and when things are coming out and stuff like that. And yeah.
Yeah,
Also, can we
definitely.
just take one
Awesome.
second and just say great job to LB, because everyone always says like, devs do something, can devs whatever, but nobody ever asks like how LB is, or like, is LB okay, or like, how his day is going. So, just great job, LB, and thank you for everything you do for us, man. And, thank you for all the hard work you've been putting in, and it really shows, and it really does show why you're one of the best and most trusted devs in DeFi, honestly.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. And I mean, it is like obviously a team effort, a very big team effort. We have like an amazing team, especially with the mods handling all the questions during this game launch has been a bit intense. So definitely solid work from the mods and the team to kind of like, put everything together, handle it as it comes along, and you know, uh, make it a good environment for the community to enjoy Grape, enjoy the game, enjoy, kind of having fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I really couldn't have said any better.
yeah. But I do agree, LB, you've been solid all the time around, and you're always there. You can always be relied upon. And this is actually pretty nice, especially if I sometimes look at the drama that I hear about in other locations. Yeah. So it does. It's nice of Steve to mention that, because it needs to be said sometimes. Um,
Thanks.
I for one am very happy with you. So yeah, and I
Yeah,
think a
well, we
lot of
have a
people
solid
are.
team. I mean,
Yeah.
we've I'm pretty pleased with like how everything's just come together. Like the whole team is actually just from the community originally, which is actually amazing.
That's true. We were all investors once,
Yeah.
and we still are. But I mean, now we're also team.
I was about to say you made it seem past tense, and that didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No. Yeah. We still are.
no, it's great, and
Uh,
it makes it really feel like organic, and the team really like the team growth was organic throughout the community, which is also like a great feeling as well. And it's also nice to know that you're not off in Aruba somewhere on vacation or something like that. You know what I mean?
but I was in Egypt, and I still did the AMAs. I mean,
That's true. That's true. I will give you props for that.
you can still bring your laptop, right? But now I'm back in dreary old
Yeah.
Netherlands.
And honestly, we could just call that market research, because you were just trying to study what not to do as far as real pyramid schemes go. Made a really bad pyramid joke. I was waiting for somebody to laugh, but it went quiet. So, yep, I'm gonna let you carry on, Nikki. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's get to that. Let's get to the questions. No, it's good, man. Thank you so much. We start with Martin K says, thanks for last AMA. Because Grape is not doing well, and you suggested that we compound 3 times and claim 1 time with our nodes. Here's my suggestion. Like the way Artemis X Stable Fuels has implemented their strategy in their protocol, they compound 6 times a week, and then you can claim once. Otherwise, there's a 60% tax. Oh, otherwise there's 60% tax. Also, like their automation that I can activate. Question is, if we could do the same with the nodes, so that the protocol is compounding 3 times and claim 1 time automatically. That way, the nodes would stay more healthy, and we all would benefit from it. So it's basically just make it automated and in such a way that it's sustainable. Is this something that you're looking at for the new nodes to come, or are you
Yeah.
gonna do it differently?
Well, there's a couple different options we can do for the new nodes. I mean, we're still in design of them. We have a lot of things to do, obviously, but the nodes are pretty important, and that's kind of also a priority. So we'll implement. There'll be a V2. Obviously, there'll be a few features like migrations we want to add in, and as a minimum, but also maybe looking at a variable compound APR. So if you compound in an optimal ratio, you get a higher APR. If you don't compound, you just claim you get a lower APR, and there can be a range on like that. I've seen that before. It seems to do better than what we have right now. I'm also kind of wary of like those the miners, that like miners are kind of like the stakers. They're kind of like the ones that blow up the fastest. Just because I don't know, they just like they always have ridiculous yields. So but you can definitely take some things from them that they do reasonably well to incentivize optimal behavior. And so I mean that's something as well. I would like to automate it, or some sort of automation add in there, but then also like a sliding, as I mentioned, sliding APR to kind of incentivize reward compounders over claimers, because right now everybody just gets the same amount whether you do whatever you do. So there's no real if you play by what's optimal, it's really short-term thinking, obviously, because if you're an investor, then you not playing by the optimal rules makes not only hurts the entire APR and the entire pool itself, but also hurts you anyway, because like you are invested in there yourself. I mean, it's limiting how much you can get out of it if you
Yeah.
don't optimize, if you don't follow the optimal strategy. But that's so you can obviously that's
But,
just how it is with
but
people anyway. But
that's pretty cool. So what you're looking at actually is a slider where you say, hey, if you compound more, you get a higher percentage yield, whereas if you claim more, you get a lower percentage yield, but you're still free to do any of those. That's
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
looking at in the future. Well, that's pretty cool, actually.
rewards, yeah, rewards. I've seen it on a few different protocols, and it makes sense. It makes sense to reward those that are in optimal, that are acting in the optimal way, um, and then sort of not like not force anybody to do anything, because then you kind of also limit how many, like who comes in. Like people have different scenarios and different kind of things on how they go from week to week. So maybe not every week everybody can like compound this exact amount. You know what I mean? So it's just you don't want to just punish. You don't want to punish everyone like it is now, essentially, where only the people that take advantage of it get get a yield right now, but then they hurt themselves in the long run anyway. But a lot of people in DeFi don't think about the long run, so that's kind of like out of it. Like it doesn't. We can't even factor that in the strategy because most people don't care about the long run. It's DeFi is a really
Short-term thinking.
short term thinking place. So
Yeah.
so we kind of want to realize that and put that into the strategy that we put into nodes v2, but it's still work in progress. And I'm thinking we'll do it. I mean, I don't have a timeline on it just yet.
Yeah, because that was not necessarily the next question, but the question after that. Like, I'd just like to know approximately, this is F3 oxide, by the way. Just like to know approximately when we can expect a change to V2 nodes. Is it 30 days or 6 months? Just looking for some type of timeline. Like, can you answer any of that, or
Yeah.
is it just, yeah, I don't know?
Yeah, it's I can't say exactly. because we don't actually have like a finalized design yet anyway. But you know, it is somewhat of a priority, and we're looking, you know, in the next few months to do it. If we can get it out sooner, then we will. But also want to do it properly.
Okay. Of course, quality over rushing, as always.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, then we go to Peter Flea. Peter Flea often has a question, and they have another question right now. First of all, just want to say thanks for the free NFT drop. Much appreciated. Could the NFT character be modeled on LB? I have a feeling his facial features could be similar. Just a feeling. And for the future of Grape, here since January. Cheers. P.S. Love your work, team. So, are you gonna stand model for the NFTs copy?
Well, I mean, uh, Pandy and Dave did Dave did the original sort of like layout of them, and then
Yeah.
Pandy did the kind of like, you know, final touches, the final touch up, a lot of the assets, you know, the attributes and things like that, and the you know, a lot of the patterns, the colors and things like that. So, you know, Pandy did a great job, Dave did a great job, but I don't know, they're really like they're like young vintners.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, but they're like I don't know the word, like hipster vintners or whatever, if that's an
Yeah.
actual word.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, yeah. The hipster fitness, like young French farmers or something. Yeah. Awesome. But you know, both of those guys have a picture of you above their beds, right? So they might have. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Um, I don't even know even if Pandy is a man or a woman, so I might have jumped the gun a bit there. Anyway, Saint says, will the VPM rate, what is that? That's the vintner per minute rate, I think, or
The vintage per minute, yeah,
vintage per minute, yeah.
the
Rate
game,
in
yeah.
winemaker be adjusted as vintage grows, or are we at the final rates with the tweak to 0.05? Also, do you see any vintage grape pairing in the future? Maybe an LP node or farm?
Yeah. Um, as I said in the beginning of the AMA, we will be adjusting things. And you know, like games do anyway, really. So, you know, we'll be adjusting things as we go along. We'll be monitoring how it goes and all that sort of stuff, and kind of optimizing for you know, based on feedback as well, and then it's like from what how you know, we do in our testing as well for playing. So, you know, it's kind of you know, we'll be updating as we go along, uh trying to optimize and trying to tweak some things. Some things do need to be tweaked. Some things nerfed, some things like boosted. Um, you know, it's just kind of like every if you've ever played a game, you'll know that things
It,
change
it,
often
it
because, you
needs
know,
rebalancing sometimes. Okay, so
exactly. Yeah.
you will be rebalancing over time, and
Yeah,
this will
yeah.
simply
And
happen.
adding things in, and we're looking at some sort of kind of staking pool for vintners. I mean, not for vintners, for vintage itself. Um, if the detonator goes really well, or the wine press goes really well for wine, then we may do it for vintage. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, you can already stake it now, for the LP and in the cellar. But we also want to take we want to take we want to kind of improve things as well with how the docs are laid out and how it's kind of like a strategy, the guide. Because some people are confused about the seller and what it does and that sort of stuff. And that's kind of like a good way to stake and earn other people's produce as well. But then looking at some other things like maybe adding in another token to do like, almost like a chicken sort of deal, a tri token thing. But so, won't give too much away. We're thinking about things and we'll, rebalance as we go along.
Yeah. This question, next question is a bit to do with that. There are a couple of people wondering this. Any thoughts for the future utilities of vintage to add some more buying pressure? Because and that's Taz asking, and Ab Muller says, or Muller, how will we secure that the vintage price will not drop to 1 cent? It seems to be everyone is just selling it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we also have to set expectations here. Like, it is a game token. It's not a Bitcoin replacement. It's not supposed to maintain a peg or maintain any price. It's a game token. It's basically for fun. But in saying that, you do need some kind of like a balance, that it's not just like a pure sell token. And then why would you play the game? If there's no money to be made, who's gonna play the game? So we do need to balance it out, but also keep expectations realistic and say that this is not like some moon coin. It's not a store of value. It's not supposed to be. It's literally a game token. And so its value is not really supposed to like moon. It's but in saying that, well, I said that we're going to add some other things to the game anyway, and they'll make use of vintage. And obviously Grape as well is very important. Like the main goal of the game really is to utilize Grape. And as I said in the beginning, it's definitely done that. So we want to keep that going, and to keep that going, we do need to keep vintage in healthy position as well. So the good thing about the game is that we can adjust things pretty readily.
Yeah, okay. So you're definitely looking at ways to put some buying pressure on vintage,
Yeah.
so that it gets burned and in particular places and stuff. Right. So that addresses that. So it's not going to moon, but there are some stabilizing features going to be added.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we move on. Oh, we go back to the notes again. Unclaimed rewards says for the nodes v2, what ideas do you have to implement? Would you consider Bloomify and their node project Bloombox? They have options 6-to-1, 10-to-1, and 17-to-1 compound to claim ratio. Yeah, so that's already been discussed, right? And tiers bonuses along with that. I guess that would be highly sustainable and won't drain liquidity. I think we've already gone over this. Or do you have anything
Yeah,
else to
pretty
add?
much. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Couple mechanisms. Yeah. I'll look around at everything and take
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. Kind of like Singapore does. Like look at the world and see what
Yeah.
works and then implement that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Okay. Neat Beef says the recharge rate is currently not scaled. The recharge rate is currently not scaled according to what's in the docs, i.e. 1.5 Grape times VPM, but rather seems to be 1.5 times the number of NFTs staked. Is this changing soon? And what's the current advantage of this?
Well, it's maybe written in in poor words. It is 1.5 Grape times VPM, but VPM in other words, it's not, if your VPM 0.05, it's not 1.5 times 0.05, because that would just be like, nothing in terms of Grape. It's VPM, 0.05 VPM is essentially the base rate of VPM. So it's 1.5 Grape times your VPM, with 0.05 being the base rate of VPM. So if you have 0.05 VPM, it's essentially 1.5 Grape times 1. If you have 0.1 VPM, it's essentially 1.5 Grape times 2. That's the equation. Need to adjust, as I mentioned, we need to adjust some things in docs and make things a little bit clearer.
All right. Oh, thank you for the clarification, though. So people who are watching the AMA will at least understand it. That's good. That's a good start. Yeah. Okay, that's also about the buying pressure on vintage. More on the buying pressure on vintage. Okay, Passive for Life says, when will the VPM for vintage be going back to 0.25? Now the price has dropped below the pre-launch target of 0.10.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
And monitor things and adjust all the stats. Yeah. Often.
Okay. This is another thing about the nodes, maybe something like the piggy mud pool concept. Yeah, so what LB is saying is he's gonna look around and take the best, right? So we can just move on from there. Grass is saying, any date for the wine press? I'm guessing the wine press is the detonator. And Galactic Gray, please type in the AMA live chat. He's typing right now. I'm gonna go over there now. So yeah.
Date.
Date.
Yeah, wine press. I say detonator because that's kind of like what people would know. How that works, or roughly what it is basically. It should be very soon. Can't give you an exact date, but within the next 2 weeks, it's ready. But we do want to maybe put some final touches on it, and then maybe do a little bit of marketing for it. But we're speaking to EMP as well, and I think for this one we'll launch it initially because EMP is super busy. They are planning to release the they're planning to release basically the service of offering their detonator out to other protocols, but they're stretched for time at the moment, so not planning to do it in the immediate term. We will, as soon as they're ready, we'll likely get into that with them. But in the meantime, we'll launch this kind of initial wine press, which is our own sort of implementation of it. So let's say within the next 2 weeks.
Awesome. Then we are going to the live chat where first Fizzle says that Steve is in his Lambo. Steve, it's a nice Lambo. It's a good one. And then we also, like Taz says, that French farmers were not like that. He's French and he was a farmer and he wasn't like that. Sorry, Taz. I'm sorry for all the French people that I might have categorized. I am Dutch and we like to, just hit on French people a little. I am sorry. But we mean it well. I like to go on vacation in your beautiful country. So it's all good, right? Don't mean anything with it. Hello player says, what will devs do? can devs do something? Because a vintage don't have utility minting tools is nothing less than 100 tools minted versus 5500 vintners. You need to put minting vintner 75% in vintage to burn and 25% in grape, the more solid. And do it for all the expenses. For rest should cost vintage 100% to discount from available vintage. I am sorry if I butchered that, but there was hardly any commas or periods in it. So I hope you got it, LB. Did you get any of that? What will devs do? Because vintage doesn't have any
Look, the
utility.
priority is grape. The priority is
Yeah.
grape here. I'll
Yeah.
just make that very clear. Priority is absolutely grape. Vintage is a game token. It's a game, but we will be expanding the game to make more use of vintage.
Yeah.
But grape is the number one thing here. Because it also is pegged that it has several $1 million in liquidity. Vintage is a game token. It's supposed to kind of like,
Be a blowout, sorry.
it's supposed to be for fun. Like it's supposed to be like 1 cent. Like that's actually what game tokens are. If a game token was like $500, it doesn't make sense. But
Right.
in saying that, we will be implementing new things with, make use of vintage, make use of more grape, expand the game so that people are incentivized to, burn grape and buy vintage to get into the game to earn more vintage, but that's kind of the idea. Like it literally just launched. We're going to expand from here.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like that's what it's about. Let's see what cat. Oh wait. Taz says any leaks on the wine press features to feed us food while we wait and ailment our discussions. Alignment element. I don't know. Artist. Yeah. So any leaks on the wine press? Like, do you have any alpha on the wine press feature?
Well, I mean, I've said most things. I mean, it's kind of like it's going to be a fixed APR. It's going to be essentially like the detonator where you use the LP tokens. There'll be a daily largest depositor and then a daily, random winner as well. Possibly 2 random winners. You can also buy tickets to enter that random winner using Grape. And there'll also be a monthly winner as well. There's also an assassinate option where you can, if people go past their maximum amount they can claim, and they don't compound, there'll be a list of these people, and someone can then go and assassinate them and take their yield. So it's a nice like gamified thing. There's not a thing where you need to do a compound or claim every day. It's up to you basically.
Okay. There are a lot of ideas coming from Cat 150. They say, I think we need to provide best practices for people to play the game and explain the benefits of holding. The current explanations are not clear. Yeah, that has been. We were gonna update that. We also need to show how much we would earn from seller, APR or percentage amount, to incentivize staking vintage versus selling it. And also, maybe holding vintage would contribute tickets to the Grape airdrop. Need some reason for people to hold vintage. And then there's another suggestion, but let's go over these first.
Yeah, a couple things. Definitely agree with them. So yeah, we'll take them on. Any other suggestions you also
It's the same thing, right? They're
make
good
known as
suggestions and
well.
might.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other suggestion is let us see. Oh, that's actually something more immediate, maybe. Let us see which vintner is fatigued and to what level, so we can swap them out one by one versus having to reset them all. And this would incentivize people to hold more vintners and swap them out more frequently using vintage.
Hmm. I have to see about that. I'll have to have a think if that's possible. Because I'm pretty sure the fatigue is based on the entire account. I need to double check.
Okay, so maybe this is possible. Yeah, yeah. Tess says that isn't fatigue calculated on current usage and not individual vintners.
I believe so, yeah. So I just need to double check.
Right. Well, that puts us at the end of questions. I'm gonna type that now. Oh, and a hello player. I'm gonna grant this one. Like whatever hello player is typing is gonna be the last one. So yeah, I really like where we're going right now. I mean, we're slowly recovering PAG again. We're not there yet, but I think we've at least seem to have found our bottom and are coming up again, which is pretty good. And also wine seems to also have found its bottom and is slowly going up again, which is also pretty good. So we're not necessarily in a bad place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hello player says, put all fatigue payment in vintage 2, please, and not grape. Well, yeah, but the whole idea is to burn grape a lot, right? And put minting in vintners of 75% vintage, 25 grape, please, to burn vintage. Who says fail all the time? All right. Yeah, so these are put minting of vintners 75% vintage, 25% grape, please, to burn vintage. So actually, it's a lot of suggestions to burn some more vintage and burn some less grape. Well, this is something that could be thought over, right?
Yeah, I mean the NFT contract can't be changed. It's not behind the proxy. The winery is though. So we can adjust things there. And we can make a new run as well. I mean, this is the thing, we can do a lot of things. It's not like it's not like a Tomb Fork where we've renounced the contracts and you can't do anything. We can actually do a few things. So and then add new things anyway. So
right. So there's all kinds of things still possible that you might tweak and add and change. As has been said, I feel we've been repeating ourselves a lot during this AMA. A lot of the questions are about the same thing. So basically, all of that can be wrapped up as in we're gonna try and make it better all the time. It's getting better all the time. That song, I think, is would be a good one to play right now. Anyway, so that and other than that, I think we're actually still going strong. It's sad that we are below PAG for such a long time, but maybe Grape needs it, I guess, to contract a little and not expand for a while. We're not a lot below PAG, so there's still a lot of trust in the token. And I think that is entirely warranted because of all the things that are coming, especially with Vinny and everything. But yeah, the winery is not making anything at the moment, so that's about the only thing. And even then, wine still is holding its price pretty well. So all in all, I think we're doing pretty okay. We've been doing better, but I think in the future we'll definitely recover from this. the way I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're holding steady, climbing, and we'll just continue doing what we do, implement things, um, keep engaged, new utilities, new releases, continue with the roadmap, and that's it. That's literally all we can do, really. But that generally is what leads to demand increase anyway, which is what leads to price increase. You have demand, then you have demand for the token, you have price increase because of demand increase, essentially. So that's kind of all that needs to be done. That we just need to focus on that.
And then there's another thing that some people already know. Like a long time ago, it has been discussed that we had an issue with our Discord actually, because our Discord
Mm.
server is owned by an account that was LB's. Then that account was deleted because of a false accusation of him being a spammer. Or maybe it was true. Maybe LB was, spamming everyone all the time, and I don't know. But that account got deleted, and we never recovered it, and so we cannot add anything meaningful to our current Discord server. Everyone who's already an admin can stay an admin, but we can't really do a whole lot more. So at the moment, a new Discord server has been created by the mods. Actually, a team of the mods have done a beautiful job at creating a
Mm.
new Grape Discord server, and the right now the OGs, like the Grape OGs, have already been asked to come and test it. So it is being beta tested, um, just to check out how that new server works, because a lot of new features have been added, like um, another there's a Wig premium bot on there that adds a little safety, and then there's a ticketing system and stuff like that. So we're testing all of that out, and once it's done, we're just gonna ask everyone to move to that new Grape server, that is all new and shiny. Of course, the old one is not
Mm.
going to be deleted or whatever. It's just eventually it's just going to be a place that says, "Hey, go to the new place," and that's about it. But so
Yeah,
it's not
I
any
mean, this one
big
will still be
migration or anything.
open, but we're
Yeah,
gonna close the chat and whatever, so people don't get shocked. Uh, we don't want to just like close it suddenly. So
no. It's there is going to be a period, like everything. Yeah, you're not going to be left out. This is the short of
yeah,
it. But we are going to have a new server, and it's being created, and it's I like what's being created so far. But maybe I as a community manager, I look at very certain specifics, and maybe if you're just a user of the server, it's just yeah, this is the same as it was. Sure, but then it's still got to be good, right? Um,
yeah.
so I just wanted to say that we're continuing to improve on multiple levels, including small ones like these. Um, with all of that said, I have nothing else to add. Do you, LB? Do you have anything else to add?
I think I've said most things in the beginning, especially basically that we're just going to continue along as planned, do what's necessary on the roadmap, to release new features for Grape, um, that can then support the whole ecosystem. So there's a lot of cool things coming along, and then some surprises along the way as well. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah,
So keep calm and grape on.
yeah.
Basically that. Hey, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you, LB, for being here as always. Thank you, Steve, wherever you've gone. He's off in his Lambo, I think. And see you all next time. Bye bye.
Thanks.